I'm Chris Williams. I'm 58 years old. Yeah, I was around older people. Came from a really big family. I even remember visiting my great-great-grandmother. I've got a photo of 5 generations of me as a baby in my mom's lap. Yeah. The older people just seemed quiet, and some of them were kind of corny. A surprising lack of preparation or advice to the young people. There was oh, you still got your health, or oh, you start saving now, or there's still time. You're still young, And then I had a clue because they would talk about their physical ailments a lot. And I thought that was really weird at the time, and now I get it. It's going to sound dark, but when you have a lot of time ahead of you, then it's easy to have hope, dreams, love. All of that is aspirational. It's about what could be. And at a certain point, it starts to become really clear how time is running out. I could have easily 30 years left, but how much of that is going to be, am I going to have energy for, physical fitness for, mental health for, right? So there's a sense of that open, wide future going away. And there really only is now and the past. And that can affect your hope, which can affect your dreams, which can affect love. There's a switching of gears there, for sure. Something I love about aging, I do like not engaging in other people's drama as much. For example, I'll be crossing the street and somebody will honk, and I'll just be, "Welcome to Toronto, enjoy your stay." Yeah, we jaywalk here. You knew? But that's the extent of it. Or somebody could even be yelling in my face. I'll be like, "Man, you are having a bad day." You don't take these things personally, because I don't know, it's just experience. There's that. And I can get more enjoyment now out of watching other people enjoy themselves, succeed, struggle admirably, yeah, and helping them when I can, in any way I can. I did all right because I knew that I had to take care of my health. So I was a musician for most of my life, and I wore earplugs whenever it was loud. Because I'm like, when I'm 80, I'm going to want to be able to hear, right? But other things not fully realizing that when you're using power tools, you're already going fast. There's no need to rush with a power tool in your hand. Apparently I had to learn that lesson the hard way. And, there are injuries that have been accumulated that, I didn't think about. So, yeah, just take care of your physical health because you're going to need it. Be paranoid, actually, because these injuries get worse. They don't. They'll slow me down a little bit. It's yeah, that sucks, because it's already hard enough to get things done when you're older. And the mental health too, situations, oh, she's fun, she's interesting. Let's date. Let's move in together. And it's after 2 years. So, that stuff can affect your mental health too. You gotta watch out for that. That takes time to fix. A fear that I've overcome with age would be poverty mentality, if we think of that as like a dictionary definition of a thing, um, you leave your parents' house, you're out on your own, looking for a job, paying the bills. It can be tough. I used to spend an inordinate amount of time fixing things, saving things that weren't good now, but like one day I might need it or could fix it. So yeah, it's maddening, and that has changed. I've grown out of that, getting better at just using help, figuring out ways to get money so I can solve problems with money. What was the other part of the question? The fear that stayed with me. I don't think I had any fears that have stayed with me. But a flip side to the poverty mentality is overcoming that meant that I had assets, human and otherwise, to help me with life. Life wasn't so panic inducing. But then comes the fear of losing them, right? Like, how's my house insurance? Very serious. Oh, I better drive carefully. I don't want to get into an accident. That'd be difficult. Investments, like, oh, what's the stock market doing? Oh no, like, I should have diversified. That kind of the fear of, ironically, you spend a lot of your life trying to accumulate these things, and then you can get a certain amount of them, and then if you can be afraid of losing them. So yeah, at the end of the day, you're just afraid as much as you want to be afraid, really. Yeah, so that was a tough one. As a musician, there's been so many, but I picked one. I would say a song that has really stuck with me was a concerto d'Aranjuez. And it's a classical piece, a Spanish classical piece. And I remember hearing it as a young teenager, learning to play classical guitar and being amazed, because you don't hear that stuff on the radio, usually, like not the type of radio I was listening to. My parents didn't have those records. It was a journey, the hopes and dreams, and then it transitions through loss and grief, and the depth, the subtlety, the nuance. It wasn't like any pop or rock songs I had heard where it's like, a hamburger or a piece of candy. There's nothing wrong with that. It can be great. It showed me that art can be life, and it can be timeless, and it can communicate emotions as much as you can feel them, and that's informed a lot of my appreciation for art since. Something that society puts on men as they get older. It's tied in with how men perceive themselves, because men wouldn't perceive themselves that way if society didn't predispose it to happen. And men can really lose a sense of purpose. And you see the midlife crisis cliche happen. And, you spend your life building yourself, becoming wiser, only to go to 4-star resorts and buy a Mazda Miata. No offense to the Miata. It's a wonderful car. So, that's like, what are you doing? You've accumulated a certain level of wisdom, and ability and momentum in your life, and you're using it to entertain yourself. And that's a kind of, to me, that says that you're lost. And we don't really expect them to be wise elders. And so they don't try to be wise elders. And it's a real waste. It's going to sound dark, but don't have dreams and aspirations anymore. I have realities. But it's okay. There are some things I want to do, which sounds contradictory to what I just said. I've built a home recording studio, and I'm trying to stay involved in music without being able to play it as much as I used to. At least help others and help music and help just the idea of a creative life, connected to that energy. And there's my son, he's 11 years old now, and hi, James. And yeah, he's life. He's joy. He's embarrassed. For some reason, I do feel lucky that I had innately a curiosity to understand how things worked. So as soon as I started to become interested in bicycles, I was not only trying to ride them, I was taking them apart and less successfully putting them back together. And that extended to relationships, still is. That's infinitely complicated. Politics, macroeconomics, it helps in a lot of ways. And it allows me to be helpful as well. I run into a lot of people who are brilliant in one respect and hopeless in another respect. My light's not working. Have you tried changing the bulb? Oh. Okay, I feel lucky that I just innately ask those questions, and it leads to a certain kind of self-sufficiency, which lends to a kind of confidence. Did I answer your question? Yeah, I was born in 1967. So the idea of 1999 was the future. And anything past that, like 2000, as soon as you hit 2000, that's like flying cars, jetpacks. And I couldn't really imagine. It was all just 2000 and then whatever, like just, 2026, like just the same as 2000, might as well be 3000, So for my own personal life, I pictured playing music, being creative, and then somehow subconsciously just doing what society and even my own experience with my family led me to believe, and it is like kind of a metaphorical white picket fence, wife and kids. And that was even a vague idea. I didn't know like who that would be doing that, like who I would be. So this has all been a surprise. Ever since I sort of settled down, it's there every day is like, what the hell's going on? Where am I? Who am I? Well, encounter would be my mother. This memorable encounter. But she really was an example of unconditional love. And especially now that I have a kid of my own, I really appreciate how that informed me, my soul, and my ability to survive everything so far. Um, it sounds too simple to be true. You'd think you'd want someone to guide you with more concrete knowledge, but you know what? That's a strong foundation, unconditional love. And I try to live that with my son. And then anything else is bonus. As far as things like that have stayed with me, I went to the Burning Man festival in the year 2000, and it was like it's like we live in a world where there's not only air pollution and water pollution and noise pollution, there's idea pollution. And I went to that festival, and it was free of idea pollution. It was just pure creativity and acceptance, and it changed my perspective. It really opened my eyes. Well, I wanted to take part in this experience because I pictured my son watching it one day, maybe after I'm gone, and maybe learning a little bit more about his old man. And I thought maybe I do have some things to say that haven't been said before. Who knows?